In the giant fruit salad of America, there are thousands of different nationalities, religions, races, and cultures, each one with their own unique perspective.
Back of the game, what the hell could you tell me? Hustler of trades, what the hell could you sell me? Not a damn thing, cause I don't buy
However,
chains.
most of this diversity is found in large metropolitan areas, while rural areas are more homogeneous. I'm Aditi Varma, and I currently reside in Exeter, New Hampshire. Only 5.6% of the entire population of our country's own Granite State is of a minority race, and I fall into that small percentage. So originally I came from Chicago. I moved here in 8th grade, and there was a huge Indian population there. We were very active in the community. We actually had a few different Indian groups there, and we were very active doing all events, skits, functions, everything. And then my dad took up another job here, and we moved over, and it was sort of a culture shock, really. So I do really believe that my life is sort of split between two cultures. When I go to school, I talk with my American friends, wear American clothes, American pop culture, celebrities, whatever it is. And then I go home and I talk with my family. And of course they're Indian, so I talk about their Indian culture. I go to religious ed.
Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate.
And I dance, and so all of those things fall into my Indian heritage as well. And so I do believe that it's very split, but I do think I have the best of both worlds. I do believe that dance is a huge part of what makes me Indian, what helps me maintain the values, the Indian values, and just the culture and that part of my identity. And dance itself has, it's taught me how to just be confident, how to take on a new character, how to enhance it. I mean, the same way these kinds of things help with theater. Dance in India is believed to have many origins. In Hindu mythology, dance is believed to be conceived by Brahma, who is said to have combined words, gestures, music, and emotions to create dance. Dancers usually performed in temples for festive occasions and seasonal harvests. Gradually, dancing became exclusive performances for royalty. Bharatanatyam is usually accompanied by classical Carnatic music. Lord Shiva is considered the god of this dance form. Today, it is one of the most popular and widely performed dance styles practiced by both male and female dancers all over the world. I began my dance journey experimenting with jazz, ballet, and tap styles before eventually finding Indian classical dance, or Bharatanatyam, at the age of 7. I switched between a couple of teachers back in Chicago, and by the time I moved to New Hampshire, I had developed my own unique foundation. And now, under the tutelage of Sheetal Dwaraka, I have the privilege and honor of being the first of the Sauparnika School of Dance to be performing my Arangetam. And Indian classical dance, Bharatanatyam, perfect for me to be able to keep in touch with my Indian heritage. And my family encouraged me. I had so many Indian friends in Chicago who were also doing it, so it wasn't hard to keep up with it. And it was just one of those things that helped me connect with both communities. When I would go to Indian functions, whatever it was, my friends would be like, hey, what did you do today? And I'd be like, oh, I danced, or I went to dance. And when I went to school, they'd be like, oh, what happened over the weekend? And I'd be like, oh, I just had a dance recital. And they would also understand. Especially when I moved over here, I really had to keep in touch with that, which is why I believe I'm really dedicated and really committed to it. So this year is a really big year for me. It's my dance graduation, you can call it. It's called an Arangetam. And it's basically doing a set of dances that showcases everything that you've learned, basically the basics of dance, and just kind of building up and becoming more and more complex to the end, combining Nritta, which is pure dance, Natya, which is expression, and Nritya, which is body movements.
Arangetam actually, originally, it's the first time a dance student is dancing on a stage or presenting herself, whatever she has learned for that many years. But now, after hundreds and hundreds of years, now it has become like the graduation ceremony. So it's more like a graduation ceremony now, after learning dance for that many years.
It's a lot of parts. Yeah, I can like tell that now.
I think for the most part, it's building stamina. That was the hardest part, rather than like learning the dances and like, memorizing it. Because obviously it's like 2 hours of dancing, but you can get through it.
My friends have definitely been immensely supportive going through to my dance graduation with all the preparations and everything. I think they've done a great job in keeping me calm and keeping me sane.
I know Aditi mostly because I transferred in sophomore year, and as I kind of integrated into the group of friends, she was this very sparky person who just kind of stood out, and so we kind of meshed over our passionate ways. We're both very passionate people, so we connect really well.
Kicks butt.
At it, but at dance, like, oh my gosh, she's so good.
Everywhere she goes, like whenever she dances, people will take notice, definitely. Just in general, we talk a lot about our religions. You know, I'm Christian and she's Hindu, and a lot of times we talk about what we believe, and like it's interesting to be able to converse with someone like that's totally different beliefs as me, and yet it's really fascinating. The culture is incredible, and she's really proud of it.
This is Aditi and Shreen, senior, junior.
In school, I've taught in the comparative religions classes, humanities classes, about Hinduism, just bringing that general awareness. And I think because I have that background and because I have grown up in that sort of community, I can now talk about it.
The way in which these students can educate or teach is just in the experience of meeting people of different faiths, in different backgrounds.
It's hard to think of a God and just pray to it, you know. It's more like I know exactly how it works. I know what I've learned in religious ed to be able to enlighten people on Hinduism, on Indian culture.
How do students learn from diversity? Is the same way that people learn from diversity. When you step outside of your bubble and you speak to people from different areas of the country or different parts of the world, or you go there and you travel, and I've traveled extensively, and the more I travel, the more I find that I don't know, the more understanding I become, the more open-minded I am, and I think the more people do that, the better it is for everybody.
So if people are reincarnated, why does the world population vary?
Every day I'm learning more and more. If I don't know the answer, I go home and I look it up. I'm learning about my culture my Indian heritage every day. Just doing different things. A lot of it is already in me, instilled in me, values, and I'm still trying to find myself through all of that. just like anybody else. I have felt a few times where people were treating me differently, and it's not necessarily them. Maybe they're just not comfortable with the different cultures, just seeing a new culture and afraid that they're going to offend someone. But I have felt alienated in that sense. People just kind of back off because they're afraid that they're going to say something that they shouldn't have. I try to overcome it by just talking about it with my friends. Whoever feels uncomfortable, I'll answer any and every question that I can. If I don't know the answer, I'll try to find it and come back to answer it. But most of the time, it's just about bringing that comfort factor, basically breaking that wall.
Overall, I think Americans do have a positive impact on, Indian culture and religion, and I think for me, the biggest thing is making sure that Indians growing up in America are proud and have the answers themselves so that when their American friends come to them, they don't struggle.
Essentially, breaking that wall is what we're looking for. That's what I want. I just want people to be more comfortable to that point where I even sometimes make jokes about my own culture.
Hey Dee, where's the best place to get Indian food? My house.